All right, this one I like because I like 360s, and this is a cool story. I like bringing you stuff like this because, I mean, to be honest, you guys are probably not on the lookout for it, and stuff like this is just, it's impactful to watch. Now, there was a story just in Florida, in Palm Beach, where a cop was called to I believe it was, I don't know how they phrase it, but a medical incident. And he confronts a guy with a 360 just parked by the water. The little talking, little back and forth. Here's the news. I'll let them fill you in.
This new dash cam video shows a Palm Beach officer talking to the driver. This is outside the luxury car in the early hours of Wednesday morning. Moments later, the driver gets in. You see the lights flash here. Well, he backs up, reversing.
You think this guy's going to get in and drive away, right? Backs up, and boom, Evel Knievel's this shit right into the ocean.
He's accelerating and then splash. It sinks 30 feet into the Palm Beach inlet, according to the Coast Guard.
The guy gets a pretty decent launch, let's not lie, and just straight into the water. And that was cool. I saw this on Code 3 Divers. Now, there's these guys down in Florida that do recoveries, and they go down, and why not leave the Ferrari down there? Because it's not good for the environment. And frankly, because somebody will buy it. Other than the insurance company who probably owns it already. But you're talking about guys that go in and literally like dive amongst alligators and whatever to fish out crashed cars or anything that like, hey, I need a diver. And these guys happen to post a bunch of cool photos, and cool photos they were. I mean, you have photos of like divers selfieing with a Ferrari under the water. Now, why do I care about this? Well, mainly because I love the color. If it like I'm watching this, I'm like, why couldn't it have been a silver one, or why couldn't it have been like a black one? It was a TDF blue. TDF blue, Tour de France blue, is my favorite Ferrari color. And to watch that car just go into the water, I'm really hoping that the car had other issues, or it wasn't just a good, clean car that went down. Now, what's going to happen with that car? Well, you know, they're going to drag it out like they did. Somebody's going to swap the windshield, or they'll sell it at auction as is, which is likely the case. Non-running, probably flood damage salvage title. Somebody in Florida is going to buy it, dry it out, clean it up, throw a windshield in it, and try to sell it to you. And how do you avoid buying a car like that? Because it's not going to have any body damage. If you're not careful, you can end up buying that car before the title gets salvaged or before it gets nasty. How much is it worth? I don't know. You have to look at the parts that are, obviously it was running when it went in. I don't know if it hydro-locked and seized the engine, but if it didn't and the electronics cut out and the engine went off, it's still, the suspension arms probably have a value if the salt water doesn't like stick to them and corrode them. I really don't think there's much of a value to the car at all. The shell, you know, has a value. I would say a company like Fur Parts probably kick 15 grand, 20 grand for that car. And that's because they plan on parting it out and selling it in pieces. Like, not, that car should never run like a car ever again. You never, I mean, talk about flood damage. That's ocean, like it was at the bottom of the intercoastal, at 30 feet underwater. And what the divers did, they put the airbags in them, and the airbags lift the car up. And then since it's off a pier, they had to drag the thing through the canal and then to the nearest boat ramp and bring it up. So it was pretty dramatic, very cool. One of the divers that I was speaking with, or just chatting with, said that the guy was trying to commit suicide, which I don't know if that's true. It would tend to lend credibility to the medical emergency that the police were initially called to the scene on. You would think that, and I don't know what proper procedure is, that maybe the cop would have prevented the guy from getting in the car or not, like, done something differently, but whatever. And then, like, the guy was rescued by, like, a nearby boater that just came by. So if you're trying to kill yourself, but then you drive your car into the water and you get out, like, you're not really trying to kill yourself. You're just, I don't know. So I don't know the case. I don't know the story behind it, but it was pretty dramatic. It was a nice splash. It hopefully was not a great 360. The news misreported it as a $250,000 car. I would say that car is probably anywhere between $50,000 and $70,000, unless it was a 6-speed, in which case maybe $100,000. But even so, even if it was a low mileage clean car or medium mileage clean car, you're talking $50,000 to $70,000 for a TDF Blue 360, which is awesome. But cool story, just something to behold. Like the last time I expected to see a Ferrari that looked like it was in a fish tank was never. But there you have it. Some wild things going on down in Palm Beach. I don't know what causes a guy to drive his Ferrari into the intercoastal, but whatever it is, guy be crazy, and I don't want to be sharing the road with that guy.